Yo yeah, and hello there, my name is RemusGT and today I welcome you to another Lord of the Rings Rise to War guide, and today Gil-Galad is in the spotlight. Thank you very much to the tactician Fish Wizard for the guide which he provided to all of us on the official Discord server of Rise to War, so please take a look there. And in this video we'll just look into his stats, into his portrait, into the gear, and see what kind of commander he is. Alright, first of all, who is Gil-Galad? Gil-Galad is the High King of the Elves of the West and was respected by both, by the Noldor and the Sindar on both sides of the Misty Mountains. A formidable commander and inspirational leader, he formed the last alliance of Elves and Men with Elendil. Alright, with that being said, it's obvious he is an elf commander and a leader and also a control commander, which means that some of his skills carry control abilities. And in order to activate this T3 light side commander, you need the High King of the Noldor's banner. It takes quite a lot of these, but in the end you will have a really nice commander. So 30 of them are needed to recruit him, and let's go and check out his portrait. Okay, so first of all, let's just take a look at all the skills and titles he has, and then we will check out the builds. And after that, we will look what kind of gear is needed. And yeah, let's get started. Okay, so yeah, the first title is Ice Cycle, which deals physical damage and inflicts stun for 1 round and grants us plus 15 might if you maxed it out. Then we have Dazzle, a skill which has a chance to inflict stun for 2 rounds, and that occurs in the 3rd round, or the chance is in the 3rd round. Then we have Precise Blow, which deals physical damage and also carries a pursuit effect, which means that our units ignore the enemy's evasion effect. The evasion effect means that they would usually not receive any damage, but if you have pursuit, you still hit the enemy. And we need to keep that in mind for another skill, which is the Kingly Kin. So in the first 2 rounds we have a chance to evade all damage. So if you go all in, you pretty much have a really high chance of evading all damage with your elves troops. But if the enemy has pursuit, then you pretty much wasted your 15 points. So keep that in mind. And you will also get 10 defense in addition to that if you max it out. Then we have the Well Prepared skill, which is for melee units. When hit by enemies, normal attacks within range perform a counter attack that deals 3% damage. Or, well, obviously more if you max it. And yeah, counter attack should be obvious what that means. Then we have the Exorbitance skill for all allied units, which means that they deal an extra damage for each skill. And then the Respect 3 title is the White Council, which, yeah, decreases the damage all our units receive in the first 3 instances of damage incurred. And depending on our focus stat, that can be increased. Then we have the Champion of the Light skill. Damage against orcs, urukai units and trolls is increased. And then the High Alert skill, which reduces the focus, burn and poison damage. And the Respect 5 title is High King, which reduces the damage for allied elves and also grants us plus 3 HP if maxed out. And then we have the Chaotic Retreat skill, which reduces the enemy unit's defense. And then we have the Elven Leader skill, which has a possibility that our elves gain follow-up. Follow-up means that they can attack twice in this round. As you noticed, Gil-Galad has a lot of buffs for elves, so obviously you need elves in your army. Okay, so let's from that we can check on some strengths and weaknesses. So we have elf synergy, as I just said, through the kingly kin, the follow-up, and the damage reduction. Then we have possibility to inflict stuns, which is really nice through the Dazzle skill. And obviously we have a lot of debuffs on enemies, like the defense one. Then a lot of troop buffs. He grants a lot of damage reduction, and in addition to that, he also increases the damage of our troops. And we have the elemental mitigation, which is the high alert, as I already said. So we can decrease, or we can reduce the focus burn and poison damage by a huge amount. And surely he has some weaknesses, as I already said. The kingly kin may be pointless if the enemy commander has pursuit, and through that they can pretty much ignore this title and still inflict damage on us. So definitely check out who you attack and what kind of gear they have, if they have any chance of granting pursuit. Also, we have this one skill here that is only for melee units, so ranged units do not have an extra buff, so they are a bit neglected. In addition to that, we do not have any stun immunity at all, so that's a huge weakness of him. And the Fish Wizard also stated that stuns and debuffs are also some of his weaknesses. Surely there are also some other debuffs enemies can grant, and he does not have a buff against all of them. So obviously there are some debuffs that we need to take care of. So always make sure to know who you attack. Thank you very much. In the next part, we will take a look at his gear and some builds. I hope this video helped you so far, so make sure to hit the subscribe button to not miss the next video. Leave a like if you enjoyed it and write a comment. If you have any questions or anything, join my Discord server, and see you in the next part. Ciao!